They might have been the best high school basketball team ever, and they were certainly the most viral. 2016 Chino Hills basketball. Three brothers with an unmatched combination of skill, chemistry, and swagger, with an outspoken father amplifying their every move. The Ball brothers led this squad to a magical 35-0 season and generated well over 100 million views on YouTube. But as the whole world followed along with this team, a few other guys made a name for themselves and even became fan favorites on social media for a short period of time. So in this video, 6 years after that legendary season, I will take a look back at that entire 2016 Chino Hills roster and give you an update on what happened to some of the guys you probably have forgotten about. And a few of these updates will definitely surprise you. So without further ado, where are they now? The viral and historic 2016 Chino Hills basketball team. We'll start with the more widely known information real quick. What happened to the Ball brothers after that season? Lonzo went on to shine at UCLA and got drafted number 2 overall by the Lakers. After struggling early on in his career with the Lakers, Lonzo has shown some real improvement, especially with his three-point jumper over the past few years on the Pelicans and Bulls. Last year, he seemed like he found his perfect NBA role. He played both on and off the ball in offense, knocking down 42% of his threes on 7 attempts a game, all while playing exceptional defense. But unfortunately, Lonzo is now dealing with some serious knee injuries. He had a meniscus surgery about 10 months ago, and while he was originally expected to return within weeks, there is still, to this date, no timetable for his return. It's starting to look likely that he will miss this entire NBA season, and this could affect him for the rest of his career. Next up, we got Lamelo Ball. The youngest of the three brothers turned out to be the most talented. Lamelo was never considered a lottery talent in high school, but he shot up draft boards while playing in Australia. He ended up being taken 3rd overall, and LeVar was able to tell the world, "I told you so." Lamelo has had a great start to his career with the Hornets and truly is one of the most gifted playmakers the NBA has seen in a while. But do you know who the leading scorer on that 35-0 team was? It was not Lonzo, it was not Lamelo. It was Liangelo at 27 points per game. So Liangelo Ball was the leading scorer on one of the best high school basketball teams of all time. But that success has not translated to the next level. Liangelo followed Lonzo's path to UCLA, but his arrest in China led him to be suspended and he left the team. Jello went undrafted in 2018. Since then, there has been multiple occasions where he's impressed in either the Summer League or in the G League. He was on the Hornets training camp roster this season once again, and some believe this would finally be the time he breaks into the league. But this was not the case, and he's still working to make it there. So that's where the Ball brothers are today. But now let's take a look at some of the other guys that were on that roster, starting with another NBA talent, Onyeka Okongwu. I remember watching highlights from those Chino Hills games and thinking, who is this super athletic, skilled, and productive big man? Well, that was a freshman, Onyeka Okongwu. He averaged 8 points and 7 boards for that 2016 team and ended up staying all 4 years at Chino Hills. By the time he was a senior, he was averaging 27 points, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 assists per game, and was named California Mr. Basketball for the 2nd season in a row. Onyeka became a 5-star recruit and committed to stay home to play at USC. And right away in his freshman year, he established himself as USC's best player. He averaged 16 points and 9 boards that season and was taken 6th overall by the Hawks, just 3 picks after Lamelo was taken. Onyeka is now in his 3rd year in the NBA and is coming off the Hawks bench, averaging a productive 8 points and 6 boards a game, while playing some exceptional defense. So that makes 3 top 6 NBA draft picks from that Chino Hills team. But those guys are not the only ones that were able to find success at the next level in basketball. The 5th starter on that team was Eli Scott. Eli Scott actually played a massive role in that team. He was a junior that started all 35 games and averaged 16 points and 9 boards. After that season, Eli finished up his high school career with Chino Hills and ended up committing to Loyola Marymount. Eli went on to play 5 seasons at Loyola Marymount. As a senior last year, he averaged 18 points a game and was named 1st team all-conference. He finished finished his career there with 2,002 career points, which is 6th in program history. This past August, Eli signed to a professional basketball team in Finland, so he will be continuing his basketball career. Interestingly enough, one of Eli's teammates at Loyola Marymount was also on that 2016 Chino Hills squad. This is Cameron Shelton. Shelton was essentially the sixth man on that 2016 team. He was a 6-foot sophomore guard that showed some real potential as a shot creator. But after that sophomore year with Chino Hills, he transferred to Damien High School in Laverne, California. Shelton went on to break that school's single season scoring record in both his junior and senior seasons, averaging 26 a game as a senior. Shelton then went on to play 3 seasons at Northern Arizona University. In his 3rd season there, he averaged 19 points and was first team All Big Sky. He then transferred to Loyola Marymount, where he teamed back up with his former high school teammate Eli Scott. His scoring did drop that year, but he decided to come back for his 5th year of eligibility. And so far this season, he's been on a tear, averaging close to 18 points a game once again. So that pretty much does it for the main contributors on that Chino Hills team. But there were a few more guys on that roster that I think you'll be interested to hear about. So next up, we got the 4th Ball brother, Andre Ball. A lot of people forget that Andre Ball was the cousin of the Ball brothers and was on those Chino Hills teams. He was a sophomore in 2016, but was limited due to injuries that season and during his junior year. But in his senior year at Chino Hills, he really shined and earned a 3-star recruiting ranking. Andre went on to play college ball at Pepperdine University, but didn't carve out much of a role in 2 years there. So he then transferred to California State Dominguez Hills, a Division II school, and he's in his 2nd season there now. Finally, we got the fan favorite on the end of the bench. This is Grant Truman, and he actually turned into a Division I athlete. Grant once came into a game when Chino Hills was winning by a lot, knocked down a 3, and hushed the crowd. Grant's moment was posted all over social media and got well over 1 million views. But as it turns out, Grant's main sport was actually football. He was a 6'3", 230-pound defensive lineman at Chino Hills that amassed 87 tackles and 14 sacks in his senior year. Grant went on to play JUCO football at Citrus College, and after 2 years there, he transferred to Eastern Michigan, where he's been the last 3 years. Grant appeared in all 13 of Eastern Michigan's games this past season. So that is an update on all of the guys that were on that 2016 Chino Hills team that went 35-0. As you can see, everyone is still playing competitive sports, whether that be in basketball or football. If you liked this Where Are They Now video, make sure you check out the one we did about Bronny James's legendary middle school basketball team, the North Coast Blue Chips. But that's gonna do it for today. Thank you guys so much for the continued support, and we'll see you in the next one.